charge those people over and over and over.
Correct. That's right.
And some things they can charge for, but maybe not the $5. Maybe reduce it.
You know, I'm not saying give it away. You know, I'm saying, you know, let's, you know, if you make a profit, make a profit, but don't gouge them to death. That's what I'm saying. You know, Mr. Doherty, not too long ago when we was in executive session, I said, what do we do with all this money? And you politely said, well, we turn it right back in and we buy medicine for the inmates. And come to find out, when I started digging and I started looking at the records, not one nickel went to medicine. It went to something else. So, you know, there's a lot of things here that's come from the last time we were here. I want to, you know, bring to your attention. The big thing is when I had all these people here, the families that was coming here to, you know, to tell their story. You know, I could only have 2 or 3 because it got so late we finally had to shut down. But a lot of people, after what the Greenville News did to them, to the people that talked, you know, and then they were really glad that they didn't come up here and talk because of the retaliation from the detention center and the Greenville News. And they said a lot of stuff in there that shouldn't have been said because that was not on the agenda and that was not what we were talking about. But anyway, as it stands now, when they had the problem with one guy when his wife or his mother you know, could not reach him for all day long, and Mr. Doherty said, well, you know, we can't release information, you know, if we try to commit suicide. But the bottom line is, I want to know how in the world did that guy get 26 sleeping pills in 2 days to commit suicide? That's the question that needs to be asked right there. You know, another question that needs to be asked, we had a lady on May 10th, you know, she's sitting right here in the open area of the jail getting ready to have a baby. And the nurse says,
Let's stay focused.
I'm focused here. This is the last one right here. This is the $5 deal. This is the $5 deal. She didn't have that $5, so they stuck her back in installation. So a little bit later there, that baby was born.
At the jail?
At the jail in her jumpsuit. In her jumpsuit. What do we do about that? You know, this type of administration, this type of going on, it's got to stop. And I really do believe that with this new jail coming on board, Mr. Cannell, you need to look at a lot of things when it comes to new directors.
All right, let's get back to the policy. You're talking about a motion to set up, or for this committee.
To set up a study.
Okay. To study the charges and come back with a recommendation.
And with a ordinance. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Mr. Dill, if I may, there's been some things that have been said that aren't quite accurate.
Study. That's what I'd like to see done.
Okay, Mr. Trout.
Okay. You know, when we say canteen, you're thinking of Zagnut bars and Milky Ways and all that, but that's not what it is. The canteen consists of, you know, if you need shampoo, that's where you get your shampoo. If you need toothbrushes, if you need toothpaste, if you need underwear, if you need shoes, if you need socks, if you need antibacterial cream, anything whatsoever, you have to get it through the canteen. The Bibles, you have to get it through the canteen. Okay? They don't allow mama or wife to bring you your underwear because that would cut into the profit. You have to buy it there. Okay? So that's how it's set up, and that's why everything that you need comes from the canteen. So when people think of the canteen, well, they don't need that Coca-Cola, or they don't need that peanut butter bar. That's not what we're talking about here. I'm talking about the things that they need to survive on, to live like a human, are being charged for everything. Okay?
Well, we're going to study all that. I'm sorry.
Let Mr. Trout finish.
And the last thing is, and I'll shut up, I doubt it, is, only thing we need, I mean, they can call collect. Southern Bell loves it. Instead of charging these ungodly charges that they do with that PayPal or PayPal or however they do it, only thing we need to do is just let them charge, use the phone, call collect. No big deal, okay? And then when it comes to this, with the work release program, okay, right now we're charging them 25% of whatever they make. One can be making $12 an hour, one can be making $5.25, but it's still, no matter what, 25% of your pay, buddy. We want it. Okay, that needs to be looked at because that's not right. Why charge such one amount and one the other amount? There's a lot of things that needs to be changed, and there's a lot of things that needs to be looked at, and it hasn't been looked at, and it's been glossed over for years and years, and it's time for this committee to stand up and do something, and do it now. Thank you.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. I personally don't have any problem with studying the issue. I just want to warn the committee that any action that we might take that would back this money back on the taxpayer could be something that I would not support. If we're going to start talking about transferring cost of canteen and all that on raising property tax and causing the taxpayer to start paying, it's a heated issue out here in the community right now.
And Mr. Chairman, I agree with you 100%, and that's not the way it is.
Well, I didn't interrupt you. Let me finish.
Okay.
And I want us to, I will vote to do the study, and I don't have a problem with that. I just don't want us to be moving in a direction to where we're going to start transferring the cost and operation more over on the taxpayer. Because just as we've been working for years to get EMS to where it's self-sufficient, I feel like that's what's been happening with the jail. Now, if there's some things in there that need to be maneuvered or tweaked, then we can do that. But,
right.
Okay, all in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carries unanimously.
I would like to see Mr. Trout be the chair of that subcommittee.
I thought it was going to be this committee.
It is. You don't need a lead person.
But
The last time,
After you made
I mean,
that-
last time you
after
did it,
made
you
that
did it all
statement
yourself,
relative to,
and didn't invite anybody else. You just went down there yourself and said everything was
and
hunky
looked at
dory.
it, yes.
I want to be able to go in there and.
Well, we need to go as a group.
I think the
Go on the
committee, I
group.
think the whole committee should be the one that does the study. That's what we just approved. That was my understanding for the vote.
Okay, no problem. I work with
Okay.
Mr.
I
Trout
mean,
and,
that's
It's
not on
okay.
the agenda, so. We'll move on to the next.
I do. All right, last time I was down there, that I was not allowed to come into the jail. Now, 11 other county council members is allowed to come into the jail at any time. And I want to make this clear, if I go down there and knock on that door, then I expect to be allowed in there. Unless you have a specific policy against all of us, that don't try to just, pick me out because of my investigation of the jail. Now, is there a problem with that now?
Mr. Chair, you want me to address that?
Please
I
do.
don't know, who were you asking?
I was asking Mr. Doherty.
Oh, okay, Mr. Doherty.
You want me to address that? Make an appointment, I'll let you come down to the jail.
say what?
Make an appointment, and I'll let you come down to the jail. But I've got
We'll make
complaints
one.
against you for harassment of employees. I'm not gonna let you talk to them.
Excuse me?
I've got, you heard what I said.
Okay,
No.
that's good, Mr.
I
Trout.
didn't hear.
No.
No.
Put that on record.
He
I'm trying
said
to
he-
understand it.
All right, y'all need to keep calm when you do this.
Well, I'm as calm as I ever am.
Yeah, but